If you quit, there is no chance of it popping back up again, coming back later. Quitting is guaranteed failure. How did I keep the faith? It was a couple of reasons. Number one, I know from living that if you quit whatever you're trying to accomplish, if you quit, whatever you were trying to accomplish can never happen. There's not even a remote possibility. If you quit, there is no chance of it popping back up again, coming back later. Quitting is guaranteed failure.
You have the ability to do more than you could ever begin to imagine. And you, in order to break out of where you are now, it takes everything in you. Everything. You have got to decide, no, I want to do something else. No, find something that you love, not just anything. Find something you love. I love speaking. I love helping people. This is the calling on my life. And I spent time to learn.
Now, when you're trying, you're going to fail. But quitting, just stopping, that was the number one thing I understood. And then number two, you have to make sure that your dreams, your aspirations and goals are so big that not accomplishing them is not an option. It's just not an option. You have to want something so big that it wakes you up in the middle of the night. You have to want something so big that you think about it all the time. You have to want something so big that it drives you to wake up when you don't want to. It keeps you up at night when you long been sleepy. It makes you show up, do things you wouldn't normally do. It requires extra. If you want to be extraordinary and not ordinary, if you want to be ordinary, live your life. But if you want to be extraordinary, you have to be extra. If you put extra on top of ordinary, that word is extraordinary.
You want to be conformed like everybody else, listening to what everybody else listens to. You monitor your thinking. You monitor, be proactive in programming your mind, because if you don't program it, trust me on this, it will be programmed. Live life like you mean it. It will be programmed.
Now, if you don't want to do the extra effort, you finna be regular. There's nothing wrong with being regular. A lot of people are happy being regular. I just wasn't. I ain't want to be regular. I ain't want no regular life. I didn't want no regular house. I didn't want no regular car. I didn't want no regular clothes. I didn't want no regular checking account. I just didn't want it. I wanted to have an exceptional home. I wanted to have an exceptional bank account. I wanted to travel exceptional places. Now, if you don't want that, it's perfectly fine. You can be really happy being ordinary. But if something's burning in you, you got to deal with it. If you don't deal with it, you're going to be disappointed, man.
I wonder if something is blocking your growth. Are you under the shade of what someone spoke over you, told you what you couldn't do, how you're not that talented? Now that shade is limiting your life. Are you under the shade of intimidation, afraid to step out in faith, thinking of all the things that could go wrong? Do you have friends that are blocking your growth, causing you to compromise, do things that are holding you back? What could you become if you got out from under that shade? How high could you go if you made some adjustments? The good news is the potential is still in you. You can still become who you were created to be. You just have to get out from under that shade. Remove what's blocking your growth and you'll begin to blossom. You'll go to new levels. There's nothing wrong with you. You have the life of Almighty God in you. He created you to rise higher, to be successful, confident, to leave your mark.
The Lord will make a way somehow. Rest. I don't know how to do what you do, so I didn't either. You've done a lot of things that you didn't know how you would do it. There's a reason we're told to walk by faith and not by sight. People say, well, if I see it, I believe it. No, if you believe it, you see it. Live out of your imagination. Live out of your imagination. Don't judge according to appearances. You have the potential to do more. That's why they say greater is he that in you than he that's in the world. What do you mean by that? You do what you can do to the best of your ability. And God, I know this to be true, will do what you can. Angels will be dispatched to serve you. Doors will be opened that you did not see. Don't mess with me. Don't argue for your limitations because you get to keep them. I'm telling you what I know. You want to get fired up about your new future. You want to turn that television off and get moving in the direction of the next greatest version of yourself, because you have greatness in you, and you cannot tap into that greatness operating within your comfort zone. When you're willing to bet on you, when you're willing to become a risk taker, this concept, if you're not willing to risk, you can't grow. And if you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you can't be happy. And if you can't be happy, then what else is there?
Whatever it is you're trying to do, you must first determine if it is your gift. There's a difference between your passion and your gift. Your passion is something that you enjoy doing. Like, I'm passionate about golf. It ain't what I do. I suck. It's just not what I do. I'm gifted at words. I'm gifted at that. So before you strike off into script writing, determine your gift. And don't pursue things that you're passionate about. Pursue the thing that you are gifted at. All of you are gifted. Every last one of you, God gave you a gift at birth. All of you. God never created a soul without giving him a gift. All of you have a gift. Your job is to discover the gift. It's very simple. It's the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your God-given gift. Anything else you're doing, you're wasting your time. Listen, you ain't no singer. The fuck you singing for? Now, I don't care how good you sound at the church. Church let everybody sing. They let anybody go up there and sing. I was walking by myself with the Lord. Man, why is your singing? But they not gifted. Discover the gift. So you should ask yourself first, is writing the gift? Is writing the gift? Now, the writing may not lead you to screenwriting or movies. It may lead you to books. But the first thing you need to do is writing your gift. If it's your passion, you're wasting your time. You're going to write a book that don't nobody like but you.
Is something blocking your growth? Is something keeping you from standing up tall? Guilt, shame, fear, doubt? You have to come out from under that shade. It's not going to leave on its own. You have to make the move. When you do like my father and start going forward, knowing that God's mercy is bigger than your mistakes, then you're going to begin to blossom. New doors are going to open. Talent will come out that you didn't know you had. You're going to accomplish dreams bigger than you thought. One thing that can easily stunt our growth is the people that we're spending time with. You need to evaluate your friendships. The people you're eating lunch with at the office. The neighbor you're hanging out with. Are they making your life better? Pushing you higher? Inspiring you to reach your dreams? Or are they causing you to compromise? Be mediocre? Take the easy way out? You're going to become like the people you continually associate with. The scripture says, don't hang around angry people or you will become angry. It says, when you walk with wise people, you will become wise. If you want to know what you're going to be like in 5 years, look at your friends. If they gossip, complain about the boss, unfaithful in relationships, hard to get along with, do yourself a favor, find some new friends. Spirits are transferable. If your friends gossip, that spirit of gossip will get off on you. If your friends are critical, that critical spirit will end up on you. If your friends run around on their spouse, that unfaithful spirit will start to tempt you. You may not realize it, but they're blocking your growth. They're limiting your potential. It's not their fault. You have to make a change. Well, Joel, what if I hurt their feelings? What if they get upset? What if you miss your destiny? What if they keep you a 5-foot cactus, so to speak, instead of the 30-foot cactus that you were created to be? How high could you rise if you weren't being shaded by compromise, by mediocrity? I know you love your friends, but your destiny is too great. Your assignment too important to hang around people that are not adding to your life. You need people that bring out the best in you. People that inspire you to do better, that challenge you to live a life of excellence and integrity. I have a friend that treats his wife so good. He's so loving, so kind, so romantic. He writes his wife poetry. Almost makes me sick. He sends her these loving texts that he's worked on for 2 days. My darling wife, how beautiful you are today. I text Victoria, what's up? But I would rather have a friend that inspires me to come up higher than I would to sink down lower. I would rather have him challenge me to be kinder, more respectful, more loving, than to be sarcastic, derogatory, belittling. Pay attention to what you're seeing modeled around you. That's all getting on the inside. Over time, it will start influencing how you act, how you think, how you treat people. And some friendships were great for a time, but now you've come up higher. You've grown. You've stepped up to a new level. Doesn't mean they're not good people, but you've outgrown that friendship. I'm not saying to never speak to them again, but little by little, you need to spend less and less time with them. Some of the trouble and heartache we find ourselves in, if we look back, we knew we were supposed to make a change, but we didn't do it. We didn't want to rock the boat. We didn't want to upset people. But what you're not willing to walk away from is where you'll stop growing. I know a man, he's a strong believer, very talented, very influential, but he started hanging around this person that wasn't a good influence. His friends and family tried to warn him that he didn't have a good past, that trouble always followed him, but this man wouldn't listen. He always took up for him and made excuses. Over time, this man started compromising, doing things that were totally out of his character. He ended up losing his marriage. His company let him go, lost a big contract. He told me later, I knew he was a bad influence. I knew God was telling me to distance myself, but I ignored it. God always gives us a warning. Don't override it. When He asks you to do something, it's for your own good. If you'll get rid of the wrong people, then God will send the right people. People that will make you better, people that will inspire you, people that will push you into your destiny.